Let's start with a keynote, Security for Blockchain and Crypto Application, with Pascal Gauthier, the president at Ledger.
Allô, bonjour. Okay. Hi, everyone. So I always like to start this with a joke, and then I realize I don't have one. So I'm going to go and straight ahead present security for blockchain and crypto. My name is Pascal Gauthier. I'm the president at Ledger. I started crypto in 2014. Prior being in crypto, I was in advertising technologies. And I was the chief operating officer at Criteo for 6 years, all the way to the IPO. And in 2014, decided to change, decided to look around what was there, and I started to hear the word Bitcoin. I got intrigued. I was lucky enough to work at Index Ventures as an entrepreneur in residence. Index Venture is one of the largest VC funds in Europe. And I kept on hearing the word Bitcoin. And so I looked at Bitcoin and what it was. I found it very interesting, and I started to invest money and time in the space. And when looking at the space, I thought that there were two things that were clearly missing. One thing was data. Like, I really didn't understand anything. And so I was looking for data points. And so because I was looking for data, I decided to start a company named Kaiko that is selling market data to investors and hedge funds. And Kaiko is still operating today. You got some of the people in the room over there. But the other problem that I thought was critical in the market was security. And but security, to me, was a very difficult problem. And I was lucky enough to meet with the team at the time, Ledger team. It was at the early 2015. And they were looking at the security problem, and they were raising money. So it took me 5 minutes to do a big investment in Ledger and to ask for a board seat. And what I found interesting with Ledger is they were trying to solve the security problem with the chip and pin technology. The chip and pin technology were in France, so most of the French people know it's a French invention. I thought that it was an interesting technology to apply to crypto and blockchains to try to solve the problem. And I thought it was a big problem because of this. Voilà. When I joined the crypto industry, it was just after the Mt. Gox incident. The Mt. Gox incident was actually big, and it's something that drove the price down for quite a long time. The problem in crypto is it's an amazing technology, but it's actually the easiest asset to sell that was ever created. If you think about it, to steal anything at scale is very difficult. How do you steal gold at scale? How do you steal oil at scale? How do you steal even like billions of dollars at scale? It is very difficult. There is one answer. You take your army and you invade a country. Okay, that's how you do it. Because if you take your army and you invade a country, because stealing something means that you can steal it and then you can use it. If you take your army and invade a country, then you can steal the gold and then you can resell the gold. But if you don't do that, it's very difficult to resell the gold. Even if you were able to steal $1 billion worth of gold, how do you then resell it back in the market and take your dollars out of that coup? It's very difficult. With Bitcoin, it's actually very easy. It is very easy to steal crypto money because the only thing you need to have access to is the private keys. And behind a set of private keys, you can have an unlimited amount of money. And doing one transaction, you can transfer an unlimited amount of money with just one transaction. So I thought that was a critical problem. And so the way that Ledger was going about it is to use a technology that is actually quite old, because it's been used for the past 20 years, and to use hardware and software to actually secure private keys. This is something that I realized during the years, but secure hardware doesn't really exist. Today, your computer is not secure, your phone is not secure. These are not secure hardware. So actually, it's a very poor way of securing secrets. because this is what it is. Private keys are secrets. So if you want to protect your secrets, you have to use specific technology. And it took me a while to understand that actually the Ledger device was the first device that was really secure and designed to protect crypto assets. And it's secure in two ways. The core of the device is secure because we use a secure element. We have our own operating system that run on that secure element, and so this is hardware security and software security embedded together. But it's also secure, and it's also secure hardware because the display is secure. What you might know or might not know is when you look at your computer, you cannot trust what is on your computer because the display of your computer is not secure. So if you see the number 1, let's say, on your computer, it could be 2, because you don't know. Maybe there is a malware that is actually switching that 2 to 1 on your computer. So you cannot trust what you see on your computer, and this is why you need secure hardware. This is why you need a Ledger device. Actually, who owns a Ledger device in this room? Okay, that's not bad. Thank you. Pardon? We do, really? No? Okay. No, we don't sell them at the corner, sorry. So in a nutshell, that's what we do. So how we apply it to the market. So you guys know we have these hardware wallets, actually. So we have two. There's the Nano S on the left and the Ledger Blue on the right. And that's for the individual users. So if you have an individual use of crypto, this is a good product, and this is what you guys are using in this room, and those that are not using should definitely buy one. But there is another problem for crypto. So it's not just about security, and it's something that is putting a constraint on the crypto development. And it's true for when the big money is going to come in. So institutional investors have not yet completely invested in crypto. They're thinking about it, and they're coming. The problem with security goes beyond just the pure technology to secure the coins. There is the technology, there is regulation, et cetera, et cetera. But what is important for this industry to thrive, and whether we're talking about crypto money, whether we're talking about tokens, anything that has private keys, whether it's fungible or non-fungible, if you want to put a bond and transform a bond into a token, all of these technologies are the same in the sense that they rely on private keys. And it's the same problem that you need to secure the private keys because, again, if you move billions of dollars of bonds into a token, it's great, but if those tokens are stolen and they rely on a public blockchain, then they will disappear, they will vanish forever. So this is why we're taking to market a new product called the Ledger Vault, and it's to help companies, enterprises, hedge funds, family offices, VCs, to store, protect the private keys, and use them as a group. And this is a very important move. Okay, it's a great Ledger product, and yes, we will make a lot of business with it, but it's a great move, it's an important move for the industry. And there is one big move, and it's not just Ledger, there are many companies working on the problem, which is custodianship. There's something that doesn't exist in the market. So if you're an institutional investor in any other commodity, in any other asset that you might possess, you are often required by law or by the regulator to have a custodian. And actually, this is what we do in our everyday life. No one keeps billions of dollars in cash at home. Usually, when you have a big amount of cash, you always have a bank. You always have a custodian to take care of those dollars for you. This is something that doesn't really exist in crypto today. You don't really have a strong custodianship offering. And this is going to be very important for the development of all these assets, of all the tokens, and of all this crypto world, because as long as you don't have a strong custodian, it's impossible for big institutional to move into the game. So based on this, so this is typically an example of technology that's going to help custodianship, which is not just security, it's ease of use, and it's governance. Governance on top of coins is something that is very important, that doesn't exist, and the combination of these three things is probably something that will help developing a strong custodianship offering. Okay, this is my last slide. I just want to insist on one thing, which is something that people usually overlook. I mean, probably not the people in this room because you all have a Ledger Nano S. But throughout the years, I was shocked to see that people take for granted their security. It's because we come from a world where actually it is pretty secure. It is pretty secure because no one can really steal your money if your money is on your HSBC account. No one can really hack it. They might hack your credit card, but then you have an insurance that is going to reimburse it. I mean, it has been a very, very long time that we didn't have to watch over our assets and that we don't need to worry about custodianship because it's sort of embedded into everything that we do. But when you think about crypto assets, the security and the custodianship are two very important problems that cannot be overlooked and should not be overlooked in the future. To lose 1.2 billion in assets in thefts on a market that is 300 billion, that's a big number. And it really looks like the wild, wild west when you look at it that way. And it shouldn't be so. So in order for this industry to thrive, security should be paramount. Security of the keys in cold storage at the moment of transaction, that is very paramount. But also custodianship is very paramount. So the ability to trust a third party with your funds or to trust a technology with your funds that you can access and other people can access at the same time. These are going to be the exciting developments in 2019. And once those developments will be fixed, it will be the arrival of institutional money in the market. So our prediction is that 2019 will be a very exciting year for custodianship and security in general. And 2020 will probably be the next boom of the cryptos when all the institutional money will move into this market. That's all I have to say for today. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much. I am not done with you, Pascal. Pascal Gauthier, the president of Ledger. I have a few questions for you. 1 million devices sold in last year, I think?
Yeah, 1 million,
Sorry.
yes. Yeah.
If you want to add the point.
Yeah, point something, but okay, 1
point
million.
something.
Okay.
How about this year? You have numbers?
The number this year is, is still growing strong. It's good, but the market is different. Last year was the boom of those crypto assets, and so for all businesses that are in the crypto business, you have a deep correlation between the price and the sentiment around the Bitcoin and the newcomers into the market and the sales. So typically, if you buy and sell crypto, your numbers are lower. If you sell devices, your numbers are lower. It's just because there are less people entering the market today, but we feel that Q4 could be a very strong end of the year, and we remain very bullish for the next 5 years. So
you're very bullish, and a lot of people think very hopeful for you. There's some rumors saying that you might be the first European crypto unicorn. Is it coming?
Yeah.
Come on. You had $75 million raised at the beginning of, it's very good, at the beginning of the year. We've heard about a phase 2 with some big names, Google, Siemens. Where are you guys?
So it's a fake rumor.
It's a fake rumor?
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
And I know it's a fake rumor because I created it. So
seriously?
Yes.
That was the joke that you were looking this morning, right?
No, it's not a joke. It's true. I said, in a conversation, I said to someone, and we will be quickly valued at 1 billion, and it was written in a paper, and suddenly.
And us reporters, we're like, oh my gosh, seriously?
It became the reality.
Wait.
No, but more seriously, I think valuation are not important. To be the next French unicorn is not very important. What is very important is to understand what's our plan for the next 5-10 years and the problem that we're trying to solve. And I think what's going to be exciting in the next few years, I was hearing about decentralized exchanges, etc. I mean, what people don't realize often is that all these technologies are very new. So when we look at crypto, it's like the web in 1995. And what we're trying to do is a basic play of security. So it's like the Cisco for the internet. So you put a layer of technology on top of which you can build applications. So what I can say is I don't know what will be the end valuation for Ledger. I just know that we have amazing ambitions. Our ambition is to become the biggest tech company that was ever built out of Europe. And in order to do so, we want to make sure that our technology is sort of embedded in all the new developments that are coming in the market. Custodianship is one. Proof of stake is another one. Lightning is another one. So there are many exciting developments that are coming to us. where Ledger technology will be a big part of
and
those
where you're going to need more money to raise, or not
we
really?
always need more money.
Huh?
You know.
Really?
Yes,
of course.
yes. And some people, when we raise 75 million, they say, "Oh, what are you going to do
it?
with all that money?"
Oh, okay. Oh, no, sorry.
And no, that's it. No, they say, "Oh, that's too much." And I say, "No, it's okay." And I say, "Okay." And so they say, "But what are you going to do with all that money?" So what we did is we hired 160 people in 12 months. We've hired great managers. We've hired people in Hong Kong. We've hired people in New York. We're building a plant in Vierzon. So we're doing many cool things that require a lot of capital. And so if the moment is right, if the price is right, if the partners are right, because it's not just a problem of money, it's also a problem of who works with you. So if we have a very cool investor that's really going to help us in our long-term roadmap and help Ledger thrive internationally, okay, that's interesting. Money just for money is not very interesting for us.
You said you were working for Criteo before.
Oui.
Do you see yourself coming to see me at the NASDAQ one day for an IPO?
Yeah. No, look, we're trying to build the best possible company. When we did the IPO at Criteo, IPO was just a way of raising money, and it was just the path that we designed for the company, and the company was always designed to have a potential IPO. And the way that you design a company to have an IPO is just building the best possible company. So same with Ledger. We're building the best possible company with the best processes, so state of the art, everything that you can do when you run a company. And so one day, if there is an opportunity, maybe we IPO.
I'm waiting for you there. Thank you so much, Pascal Gauthier.
Merci beaucoup.
President at Ledger.